What's up, YouTube? What's up, Extreme Gains family? I'm Chuck. This is Extreme Gains. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Tuesday, June 7th, 2022, and this is my AMC, GME, and SPY Algo exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. As always, I hope you had a great day in the markets today and you were able to make some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm going to go over all my regulars, my snake Algo for all three tickers, and some macro comparatives. So with that said, let's dig in. Real quick, my extreme gains today from my scalp setups on the 7 tickers. Again, I had like 12 entry from trigger today, the highest ROI being 125%. The lowest being 10%. I had a 70, a 50, a 60, a couple 45s, couple 35s, and I see 225s. So they landed heavy again today with the volatility. Not to mention the calls on AMC and SPY and GME today landed heavy as well. So it was a great day from that perspective. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I hope it was for you as well. All right, let's dig into these charts. On your screen currently is AMC and my current intra-week snake. AMC finished the day today up 9.37%. It is currently down 1.45% and after hours trading at $12.88. So last night's video, we were looking at the potential for this to be a couple different things, dependent upon how it was observed and perceived with the previous intra-week snake. If it was looked at as a mirrored inversion of the upside move that this previous snake was showing, meaning this upside move got inverted to the downside and it was in a mirrored fashion, which it was. I showed you in last night's video, if price action were to continue to follow in that mirrored manner, that would have been the movement going into today and the projection from last night into today. And that is exactly what fulfilled in that manner. So it could have been perceived as such. Also, I talked briefly about my box top schematic and setup that I have charted on here currently, and my expectation was for the W formation to form underneath the third pull and then price action to run right back up to it, and that is exactly what happened with the end of day yesterday, beginning of day today, and as soon as the W formation got put in and as soon as market opened, this thing ran straight up today to that third in that anticipated way from the box top schematic. And then the third way of looking at this is if it was a diversion from the previous snake to the downside rather than going upside, and I were to do the normal drill of clipping a new potential intra-week snake. I clipped the day of and the day prior to. This is the day prior to. The day of stayed low and consolidative, so that obviously was invalidated with this move to the upside today. Here was the snake I showed last night for the day prior to diversion, and that is what fulfilled today. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and go with that as the inverted mirroring of this previous snake, and the expiration would expire with another leg up on this. So it's the exact same thing as what this snake is showing. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate that and go with this. So currently, this is what I am looking at for a potential and for the potential of the new intra-week snake moving forward into tomorrow and beyond. And you can see that in this position, what the projection would be moving on into tomorrow and beyond as well. Now, keep in mind, I've said this a million times, this would be an initial placement day for this. So it's a little wobbly until I get a confirmation of the top. If I get a confirmation of the top, now that I have a confirmation of the bottom, then I will feel much better about the placement. But for now, that appears to be where I'm going to put it. This is an inverted mirroring of that, and then it converges back with. And if we get this next leg up, there's a couple different ways of looking at this right now, but I think I'm going with this one for the time being. So that is what I am going to be personally looking at from that perspective. From a box top perspective, I'm going to be looking for price action to either stay along this third and fulfill maybe one more hit on that third before it starts breaking down and completes the box top, or if it's going to realize the box top on this initial hit, then I would be looking for a full-on translation to break down to the next W formation, and we'll talk about that moving forward if and when we get that movement. So that's what I'm looking at on the 1 hour chart from the box top perspective and the intra-week snake perspective. Then the macro comparatives for AMC. As you know, I've been using the previous double bottom over here as a macro comparative, and all I did was flip it and place it. So in the flipped position straight up, this is what it looks like, the projection and fulfillment. It did invert, mirror this to the downside yesterday, and this move right back up into this upper inside corner to this third pull. Obviously moving forward, you can see what the projection is from this macro comparative in this position if price action were to continue to fulfill it in that manner. We also looked at this in a mirrored version and a mirrored position in the thought process of if they mirrored this on the mid time frame and or micro, meaning the intra-week snakes, that potentially the macro comparative would mirror itself. So the mirrored position here is, as you see it, that's a mirrored inversion to the upside of this mirrored positioning, and then the projection and fulfillment throughout almost candle for candle, and then you get today's, and this could be slid back over right there, I believe. You see the projection and fulfillment of that today in the position that it was in, and what the projection would be from this position of the same macro comparative moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if it were to continue to fulfill it in that way. Then I had shown you one extra thing, and that was this exact same macro double bottom in a bearish scenario that had been projecting and fulfilling for weeks now, literally almost candle for candle to the downside, and it's obvious that price action has diverted to the upside away from that. And obviously I could unmirror this, put it in the straight up position, and show the rest of this as an inverted mirroring of that. And if that were the case, this is showing continuation upside. If we were to breach that third pull on the micro time frame right here, I do have a mid time frame third pull sitting here waiting for it, and that is where this one shows that potentially going if it were to blow right through that micro, which it can because it has already realized that with the rejection to the downside. So that is what I am looking at in its entirety with AMC. Next up is GME. GME finished the day today up 14.36%, down 1.24% in after hours, currently trading at 144.68. Excuse me. Same thing with GME. I had shown you the two previous intra-week snake potentials as they were both projecting the exact same thing. Moving into today, it did appear like we temporarily potentially diverted to the downside yesterday away from the upside ascending intra-week snake. However, now today, with that upside move, I had said in last night's video I was putting it off to the side in case price action were to turn on a dime and run right back upside and get back in line and converge back with this one, and that is exactly what happened. So there you see the fulfillment of that projection and of that intra-week snake today, and what it would project moving forward into tomorrow and beyond in this position if price action were to continue to fulfill it that way. Then the macro comparative for GME, similarly to AMC from the previous bottom over here, I have viewed this and showed this in the two same positions, straight up and mirrored. Here is the straight up position, and the projection of it going into today was what appeared to me to be downside, and obviously we mirrored that to the upside and diverted from that, and you can see the projection today was this downside move and it went upside, so that obviously means that we need to view it in the mirrored position. So here is the mirrored position that we looked at and have been looking at on a daily or nightly basis. Right there was the projection, or the position with the projection from it last night going into today, and the fulfillment of that today to the upside. You can see the projection from this if it stays in the mirrored position and price action continues to fulfill this thing in that manner, in that current position. That is everything I have for GME. Last but not least, SPY. SPY finished the day up 0.96%. It is currently down 0.14% in after hours, trading at 415.17. The current intra-week snake. I've talked about a couple positions. I said in last night's video, I'm going to go with this until otherwise. I felt like this consolidation and these two moves were being done at a higher level here, almost like a suspended level, that they did not allow this to run down into it in the position that it belongs in. However, I left it there for that reason, thinking that maybe this would come down into this inside corner, get a bounce, and converge back with this to the upside, as this would essentially have been a mirrored image of this consolidation down here. And that is exactly what happened today. There you see the fulfillment of that movement to the upside today, and what the projection from this intra-week snake would be moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to fulfill it like that. Then the macro comparative that I have been going over and over and over and over and over is from the 08-09 correction and crash. The red one here, I've called it the extended version. And currently in that, we have been hanging up here on the edge, consolidating across the top of that. It looks, if I put it there again, this has never been a candle for candle, but there are times that it has given me candle for candle, and I will take it if it gives it to me. Currently in this macro comparative, we did fulfill this bounce to the upside today, and what it indicates is what you see on your screen now if price action were to continue to fulfill it in this placement currently. That is also a box top. I do have a third pull. I took it off here for the time being, but I have a third pull here that verified that third. So if this box top were to fulfill and to recognize this as a larger macro for that breakdown, and we would get a translation to that breakdown versus a compressed W for a continuation upside, that would be the difference between movements on SPY from a box top perspective, and that is where we are currently sitting. The cuckoo cachoo is still on the table. Obviously, this is a weekly clip from crash to crash. For more context, if this is your first video, go check that out in previous videos. I explain it a little bit better, but it's still on the table for the time being. Obviously, there's going to be some consolidation and some volatility within this, but for this to stay on the table, I would want to see a continuation to upside in some manner, and or somewhat of just an ascending level of volatility and consolidation moving forward currently from where we're at. So that's everything I have for SPY, and that is everything I have for this video. If you made it to the end, thank you very much. As I said at the beginning, I hope you had a great day today, and I hope you have an even better day tomorrow in the markets. I will get an update and prep video out tomorrow night, like always, after market close. So I will see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Do me a favor, make some extreme gains for yourselves tomorrow, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Later.